What's up, everybody? It's your boy John Davids, and you are through to Becoming Podcast or listening to Becoming Podcast. Um, I know that some of you have been waiting to see my wife um, sitting next to me and us having a conversation. But if some of you guys that do know her will know that she's heavy pregnant, Cassidy is about to come soon, hopefully in the next week or so. And if you also know her personality, you will know that she's very introvert. She don't like this. I'm this type of person, but she's more behind the scene. But this week is encouraged by one of I will say a friend of mine, and he commented on one of our posts. He was asking me about about my fitness journey. And he was saying that I really want to know how you got to where you are right now, in terms of fitness as well as your game. And for those that know me, I love gym, I love fitness, and I'm constantly in the gym. And um, tonight we will know about how it all started, where it all started, why it all started. Because sometimes I think we look at fitness people and you just assume that you just want to be big, or people just using steroids or whatever the case may be. But there's always a story behind everything. And so for this episode, you're about to find out where it all started, how it all started, and how it is that I got to where I'm today. I'm still very far of where I want to be, but I'm also very far from where I came from. So yeah, this episode was I almost just said sponsored, but not sponsored. But this episode is by Darren Lowe's comment. And for that, I want to say that this came on from a long time. I think the reason why I am where I am today is because of a, I was very insecure about how I used to look. I was very young. I was short, very thin, and I think that was the actual reason as to like why I started what I started. I remember being back at um, the beach with my cousins, holidays, and you are there out swimming, and I used to be very, very insecure. So much so that I would go to the pools or go to the beach with my t-shirt on. Then when I'm at the pool, then I take my t-shirt off and then I want to go swim because I was so insecure um, about my body. And I think that's basically where it literally started and where it all began. And I was thinking there's only one way to do this. As soon as I get old, you get older, you start working, you're doing things for yourself, and then afterward, the only way to do it is to start changing the way I look or the way I am. And after that's the only way is to go to gym. But before I actually went to gym, because a lot of times people think that gym changes a person. I've seen people there for years at gym and they still look the same. And that is the sad reality. We technically think that gym is the place that's going to change you. Doesn't. So same thing as we all say, like time heals. Time does not heal. It's what you do with time that actually heals. And so it's the same thing with gym. Like the gym doesn't make you slimmer or bigger or smaller or more ripped. It doesn't do that. But literally yourself, the gym is only like a tool that we use. But yeah, um, one of the first things that I had to learn in this, or one of the first things that I had to learn that's important is a mindset. And I remember about 2 weeks before I actually joined the gym, like signing up to go join the gym. I remember having that 2 weeks consistently working out every single night, whether it was push-ups or using dumbbells that I had at home. Not even my own, was my brother-in-law's, but having that dumbbells and doing that every single night before I go work out, 20 push-ups, crunches, whatever the case may be. But I remember every single night I started, and then 2 weeks after, I then joined the gym. And yeah, I never looked back. Funny thing is that actually tonight I was working out with a friend of mine, actually my first gym partner. And I worked out with him tonight after like a few years. So yeah, that was shout out to KB. You know, we all but yeah, that's how it all started. And I can tell you the beginning was a lot of trial and error. Yo, when I look at what I'm doing now and what we used to do, we just used to catch on a lot of nonsense. We thought that we were doing it right, yeah, but it was so wrong. Our form was wrong, attitude was wrong, our diet was wrong, and it was just there to go to gym and do nonsense and go back home, but it wasn't actually actively doing things or constructively doing things. So that's one of the stuff is that for that, and I think the first thing that you need to do is that you need to literally go through that. And I think a lot of people don't go to gym or they don't go on this fitness because like I don't know how to do it. And it's trial and error. I'll be honest, it's trial and error. Sometimes you're gonna do something and you say, oh, that was wrong. You learn, and the gym is the place where you're going to learn maybe the proper form or the proper way to do it. But that is one of the things that I've learned is it's literally trial and error. And um and one of the important things that I also know is that a lot of times we compare ourselves with people that are in the gym for years or we want to get to a certain point. But out of this millions of people on the earth, we are all different. Our metabolism is different. The way we pick up weight is different. The way we lose weight is different. And the first thing that I will say is to get to know your body, like get to know how you are. For example, me, I can have a Gatsby or I can have fast food and I don't pick up. I'm not your average healthy gym person. Like I eat very dirty. Where I have takeaways most of the time, but because I know my body, I do eat healthy, um, and I do like live a healthy lifestyle. But my body type allows me to have junk food and not gain a lot of weight. So if you are that type of person where you know if you don't have junk food for the month, you will see the difference. Then it is that you need to understand that you need to then change your diet to a much cleaner diet, to a much and I'm not saying go completely just the Daniel fast. No, like you have to gradually get to where you want to be. And I think one of my things that I also want to lay emphasis is also that when you do join when you do start your fitness journey, actually know your goal. Like know where you want to go. Some people they just wanna be but they wanna run or they just wanna be a bit healthier. They don't wanna lose a lot of weight or they don't wanna gain big muscles and they just to know what your actual goal is and then take us from there. Because once you then have your goal, you then know what it is or how it is that you want to work out. Because like one of my things, so with my friends or with the gym crew, we have um, different types of people in our crew. We have people that are very strong. We have people that want to compete. They want to do competitions. And me, generally, I just want to be a bit bigger than what I was. I don't really want to have the biggest muscle in the crew. But my personal goal, I want to be the leanest. So I know my goal is not to pick up. I don't want to be very big, but I want to be very lean. So you need to make your goal very clear, and you need to understand that you're not going to get there in 1 week. This is not a 1 week journey. This is not a few months journey. It's actually a few years journey. So yeah, the thing that I've also learned is that I'm no fitness guru. Don't have it all together. I don't know how to have all my diets or what to eat and what not to eat. But there's a few things that I've learned in this time. And one of the things that I think is very important is that I think we undermine the small changes. It's the small changes that actually makes a big difference. And with that being said, some of my stuff that I've changed was to I didn't like water. I really didn't like water. But I've learned that water is actually very important. So if you're a person that you don't like water, you do drink water, you don't drink it regularly, make it in a habit where you're gonna have your water, maybe whether it's your first glass in the morning, your last glass in the evening, or your 500 or your liter during the day. That is some stuff that really adds on to not just your metabolism but your health, and the way your body is going to change. I've made small changes, like I used to drink 4 sugars, and then I went to 3 sugars, to 2 sugars, and I'm okay to even have 1 sugar. And I think that is the small things that we don't add up, or that we don't think helps or make a difference. But that's actually some of the things that makes a major difference in our fitness. So so that is some of the stuff that you need to understand. And also, if you know that your body type is in such a way that you pick up with, then you have to sacrifice somewhere. If you used to going out every weekend, you have to cut it down to like at least 3 times a month, down to like 2 times a month, like 1 time a month. And you really have to sacrifice. This is one of the journeys that you're gonna sacrifice. It's a lot of sacrifice, because not all, I know a lot of people see my fitness videos and you're like, "Yo, but you're always there and you're going." And but I can tell you, some of those days were days where I had a massive headache, or I was extremely nauseous, or I was just very tired, and I wasn't in the mood, but I was there. I pitched. There's some days I was like, "Yo, this is a waste of time," but I'm there. And it's also not that thing of going there every single day. I literally go 3 times a week to gym. Um, and if I'm lucky, I can go on a Saturday morning. But yeah, that's literally my span, because you must. What you've also learned is that I went from 7 days a week, and like I say, you learn that you catch on such a lot of nonsense, which is not how much time you really go, but also when you're in the fitness, you understand the importance of resting. Because my goal is to gain like muscle. I want to be big, but I also want to be lean. So you have to give your body time to also relax, and that's why for me it's like Tuesday to Friday. That's my days of gym, and I go all in. Um, and then it will be then on a Saturday I will just stretches and work on a few things that I want to do, like fun fun workouts like shoulders, things like that. But during the week, even the days when you don't feel like doing leg day, you have to do leg day. And it's important just to understand what your goal is. So what I will say is that for your fitness journey is the number one, make it up in your mind that you actually want to do this thing, because once you're gonna start, you shouldn't stop. Because I've seen a lot of people, January you see the gym is full. Now you can see the people are dying out. So you have to make up in your mind, even though winter times is coming, you're not feeling in the mood, you have to make up in your mind that this is something I want to do. So it's going to take sacrifice. Time management is going to be a thing. And if you don't need to go the whole week, but when you do go, actually be present, actually push yourself. The other thing, small changes. Um, it's literally that small changes. Go one sugar less, or don't drink as much Coke. And if you're a soda person, or you like cool drink or gas or whatever, and you have every single day one, start cutting down on those things. Um, Also, consistency is going to be key. You're going to have to be consistent in everything, and I'm not just talking about going to gym. I'm also talking about being consistent in your dieting. Um, and one of the things that I feel that helped me personally is the fact that I would do a weekly update of myself. So when I do see that, oh, I've actually picked up weight, and now my goal was to pick up weight, then I continue and push a bit more harder. But if it is that I maybe fail, then I'm also push harder to get, whether it's losing weight or picking up weight. If you maybe know your goal is to lose weight, and you maybe see for this week you didn't lose any weight, you then know the next week you're gonna have to go doubling, like you're gonna have to double it up on whatever you need to do, so then you can start tracking you. And it is literally that particular thing of um when you see that weekly, you don't really see it over time. But I remember when I started gym, I was like 50 what 50 odd kgs. I was extremely thin. Now I'm about 78. which my goal is about 80, so 85. So I'm not there where I want to be, but I'm very far from where I am. So yeah, make up in your mind that you just want to, and I hope this was really helpful. Um, Obviously, if there's some other things that you need to know with regards to um, where or how to start, I will also avail myself to help you. Like again, I'm not the guru. Yeah, I will just show something like a picture up here, just so you can see where I come from, and what I used to look like, and then you can then see I'm still very far from where I want to go. But yeah, hope this is very helpful. And then remember, health equals wealth. I'm your boy, John Davis, and I'm out. Bye.